Welcome to another installment of Deconstructing Babylon, where we discern the signs and symbols of the mystery religion of Hollywood Babylon. I'm the Discerning Clerk, and I use a biblical framework to deconstruct my favorite movies and your recommendations. Thank you all for getting the channel to almost 300 subscribers. I know it doesn't seem like much, especially compared to most channels on this platform, but if I conceptualize 300 people in a room listening to me talk about movies and the Bible, it's very humbling and also encouraging. My channel exists to shine light of the truth into the darkness of Hollywood and the lies and deceptive agendas that they've been embedding in films since its inception. If that's not for you, that's okay. I don't judge the world. I don't judge non-believers. I don't even judge the films I deconstruct. In that, I don't expect an innately evil industry to act in obedience to the Father. I don't expect non-believers to act like believers, and I don't expect the world, under the authority of the adversary, to understand the truth found in the Bible. I know that nothing I say here can change anyone's heart or mind. Only the Spirit of the living God can do that, and I pray that He does. Last week, we looked at a comedy-based alien invasion movie, and I thought I'd do something of a double feature with the alien invasion thrilling drama, Signs. The third mainstream release for filmmaker M. Night Shyamalan was released in 2002, has an average IMDb rating of 6.8 out of 10, and is rated PG, touting itself as a family drama.
What can make geometric shapes the size of a football field?
Can't be by hand, it's too perfect.
So the aliens can't read our minds.
Oh.
Some animals around the county have been acting funny.
Amman, Nairobi, Bangalore, and Jerusalem as the
Same
latest.
shows on every station.
Every station?
It is the 18th reported crop site in the last 2 hours.
The nerds were right.
There's a monster outside my room. Can I have a glass of water?
Hello? We know all about the hoax. We already took some of your friends downtown in a paddy wagon.
Ground forces are being assembled.
It's happening. Don't be afraid.
It's like War of the Worlds.
I believe it's going to pass.
Their mouse.
Here it comes.
What's happening out there?
Hope they're doing better than we are. We don't even have helmets.
After watching this one with my teenage nephews, who are now both adults, we brought them to a corn maze the next day. Being lost in the decorated field scared these older boys who thought aliens were going to come and kill them. It surprised me because they had watched legitimately scary movies before, such as Jaws, Nightmare on Elm Street, and Poltergeist. The indoctrination surrounding aliens is real. So, let's see what they show us in Signs. The first image is a simple backyard, empty in the still dark morning. A framed photo of a happy family, and we meet patriarch Graham Hess, who wakes up as if from a bad dream. He walks around the house silently until he hears his young daughter, Bo, screaming in the distance, as does Graham's brother, Merrill, who also lives on the property. The brothers run into the cornfield, frantically searching for the source of the yelling.
Where's Morgan? Bo.
Are you in my dream too?
Graham's son, Morgan, is also in the field somewhere, and for all the commotion, both children are surprisingly calm.
I think God did it.
He's referring to a large crop circle, and 2 German Shepherd dogs pace back and forth in it. A view from above shows rune-like images carved into the cornfield. We are told the story takes place 45 minutes outside of Philadelphia, because M. Night Shyamalan always sets his films in Pennsylvania. The local officer, Caroline Paskey, arrives to investigate the crop circles after Graham reports it as mischief, most likely teenagers. His children, Bo and Morgan, take the dog outside, and we get our first shot of Bo drinking a glass of water.
It's contaminated. You don't even know what that word means.
The dog, named Houdini, reacts harshly to the same water being poured into his bowl. Out at the field, Caroline refers to Graham as father. and she very much doubts teenage delinquents did this. She also tells him some animals throughout the county have been acting violently, not unlike Houdini just now.
What is it, a virus?
I don't think so, Father.
The violence hits close to home when Graham, who I just now noticed is wearing yellow and blue, sun and moon symbolism, learns Morgan had to kill Houdini to protect his sister from the dog's attack. That night, Bo wakes up her dad just from her presence and asks him for a drink of water.
What's wrong with the water next to your bed?
It tastes old.
Graham sees some movement outside. He wakes up his brother Merrill to confront the teenage delinquents he believes are vandalizing his crops.
Are you sure it says Lionel Pritchard?
They don't catch anyone that night. They don't even see anyone, but that doesn't mean that someone isn't there. Caroline returns the next day, and Graham finds numerous half-full glasses of water all around the house. Graham and Merrill tell the officer what they saw, or rather, what they didn't see.
I don't know whether to look for a giant or a midget.
No, he definitely wasn't a midget.
During the interview, Bo reveals that every TV station is reporting crop circles all over the world.
Either this is one of the most elaborate hoaxes ever created, or basically, it's for real.
To get their minds off the craziness, both at home and abroad, the family head to town for a break. But everyone in town has rapt attention to the strange news.
All this stuff on TV. Joe Girls came in here talking about the end of the world. I'm just a little scared.
We know Graham's wife passed away, and that he left his position in the Catholic Church. We don't yet know how his wife died, but we know it's only been 6 months. Everyone seems to have their own theory for what's happening and why. It's fascinating that we have representation from the pharmaceutical industry and the U.S. military. Equally fascinating is the family going out for pizza. Why is it always pizza? We know why it's always pizza.
They're like 30 and they work up little codes together and they analyze Greek mythology and make up secret societies where other guys who never had girlfriends before can join in.
Morgan uses an old baby monitor to receive signals from whatever may be out there. The adults are skeptical, but the children can hear voices.
There's 2 of them talking.
The remaining dog, Isabel, barks like crazy towards the field in the dark and even lunges at Graham. When are we going to learn to trust the change in animal behavior?
Isabel, you're gonna feel very silly when this turns out to be all just make-believe.
Graham checks it out anyway and speaks into the void and the space left behind until he sees something. A leg moving that isn't an animal and definitely isn't human.
Okay. Let's turn on the TV.
Mainstream media is reporting aircrafts hovering over various cities across the world. The skeptical adults now seem convinced that something otherworldly is happening in their own backyard.
I'm a miracle man. Those lights are a miracle.
A miracle, by definition, is something that is only possible because the Most High does it. People cannot perform miracles. Animals cannot perform miracles. Nature cannot produce miracles. They are always supernatural acts of a holy God, or the counterfeit of the darkness. Now we get a scene that tells us how Graham's wife died. A car accident. She was hit by a neighbor who fell asleep at the wheel. And Graham shows up to the crash site in his priestly collar.
What ambulance is she in?
She's not in an ambulance, Father.
The children become increasingly conspiratorial, and Graham finds them wearing tinfoil hats.
So the aliens can't read our minds.
Morgan does quite a lot of research, and he tells his father that aliens come to Earth either for exploration or annihilation. The pictures they show are indeed examples of the Greys, the Watcher Angels. Graham leaves the farmhouse to confront Ray Reddy, the man responsible for his wife's death. Ray proceeds to confess to the grieving widower, who was also his priest.
It's like it was meant to be.
Ray then says something profound about the mysterious creatures. He says they don't like water, then drives off, leaving Graham alone again. Back at the farmhouse, Meryl watches more TV, where they show footage of an alien in Brazil, which is vastly on the water. Meanwhile, Graham goes into Ray's house to confront an alleged alien trapped in a pantry. We get some mirror symbolism in the blade of a knife, which Graham then uses as a means to see the creature for himself. After what he saw on TV, Meryl joins the children wearing their tinfoil hats.
I heard a theory that They don't like places near water. Maybe we'd be safe from them near a lake or something.
The family does not flee to water, but stays to defend the home front. Reports continue to come in on the TV that the UAPs are assembling all over the world near crop circles. The Hess family are not alone in thinking that this is the end of the world.
Hundreds of thousands have flocked to temples, synagogues, and churches. God be with us all.
I wonder which God he means when he says that. Graham, however, will not be returning to the church in any capacity. He has completely lost his faith, if he ever had any to begin with.
I am not wasting one more minute of my life on prayer.
But now they must all prepare for the impending invasion. They board up the windows and doors, they stay inside, and they stay together.
Forgot Isabel.
The insects have stopped trilling, and the birds have flown away. But their dog stays chained up outside, barking at the celestial threat. And then silence, except for the wind chimes that seem to announce their presence.
They're on the roof. They're in the house.
The family hide in the basement, waiting for the threat to leave or pass over them. Morgan is certain the aliens can read their minds, but who knows if they can see in the dark.
They're distracting us.
From what?
The book says they're probably very good problem solvers.
The aliens do find a way to access the basement, and one grabs for Morgan, who we know uses an inhaler often throughout. Without it, the boy struggles for breath. Graham holds him while telling God how much he hates him. He doesn't cry out to the Creator. He doesn't beg for his son to be spared. He doesn't pray for peace and strength. He just calmly and steadily coaches Morgan through it.
Don't be afraid, Morgan. Feel my chest. Breathe with me.
After some time, Meryl turns on the radio, and they learn the aliens were there to harvest the people, not the planet, by secreting a poisonous gas. But now they've gone, apparently.
Where are they going?
People must have figured out a way to beat them.
The brothers take the chance to leave the basement to get Morgan's inhaler. When they open the door, light shines through a sheet on the window. Sun, moon, and stars cut out. This is a pretty blatant symbol. Just when the family let their guard down, they learn they are not alone. An alien has grabbed the weakened boy, and before anyone can say anything, we are brought back to 6 months prior, to the car crash, and Father Graham's last words with his wife.
We tell Meryl to swing away.
Almost like a prophetic voice, as if she could see the future. Graham repeats this to his brother in order to save his son. And now all the half-full glasses of water all over the house are proving their purpose, like Bo was preparing all along.
Did someone save me?
I think someone did.
Time passes, seasons change, and Graham returns to his position in the church, we can assume, as the final image is the priest with his faith restored. Well, I think we can confidently say that Signs has signs and symbols, and I'm not too sure where to begin. M. Night Shyamalan has a tendency to include religious or otherwise spiritual themes in his films, and we really only saw that referenced in Graham, the faithless father who can't forgive or forget. They gave us father-son symbolism, which is a prominent theme in the scriptures, but more prominent is brothers. This is something I failed to mention in My Stepmother is an Alien, where we were shown two brothers, and the younger being the feature. Here, it seems like the older brother, Graham, has it all, then has it all taken away. The story surrounds him and his experience, yet Meryl, the younger brother, is a pivotal character. He is the one with faith. He is the one with belief in miracles. He is the one to ultimately destroy the alien threat in the end. When we look at brothers in the Bible, we see the younger one usually being favored by Yahuwah, such as Abel, Isaac, Jacob, Joseph, Moses, David, and even Solomon. Even when we consider the two tribes, the lesser tribe of Judah is the one that produces the Messiah. Sun and moon symbolism was also fairly prominent. Besides the very obvious signs, the colors blue and yellow were used often, and I especially noticed it in the clothing and in Ray Reddy's house. Now, clearly they wanted us to know that the aliens came from the heavens, that the aircrafts were from other planets, and that the celestial Elohim dwell among the stars, though there really was no reference to that at all. Other than sun and moon symbolism, I would actually suggest that the crop circles happened from below, and the threat came from under the earth, not above it. The mainstream media and what is shown on TV almost seem to be another character here. Morgan got his information from books, everyone else watched TV for updates. Before the internet, the mainstream media is how we knew what was happening across the world. But we were still at the mercy of what they wanted to show us, the fear they were trying to instill, and the order they would bring out of the chaos they created. Now we just have to be on the lookout for AI. What's interesting to me is how, in the beginning, everyone thought this was from God. Morgan thought God created the crop circles. Meryl believed the visitation was a miracle. Even Graham's wife acted like a prophet in her final moments. And when we talk about the end of the world, who do we think initiates and completes that? Only the creator of all things, the king over all. As believers, the return of the true Messiah shouldn't fill us with fear, but hope. It's something we ought to anticipate with great joy. I go back and forth between thinking the aliens were actually the angelic host of God's army or the fallen ones and are counterfeit from the deep. The Bible tells us that when the angels harvest the souls at the end of the age, the tares will be gathered first and thrown into the fire. The last symbol that I want to discuss is water. In the Bible, water is synonymous with the Word of God. Messiah says he gives living water, which lasts forever, and that the Word of God will not pass away. So when they use water against the aliens to defeat them, when it is discovered that water is their weakness, I have to think that they are counterfeit or fallen angels. But then maybe I think that the water is the counterfeit word. Bo often says that the water is old, contaminated, dusty, and not drinkable. The dog doesn't even want to drink it. It is the still, stagnant water that is the only effective weapon. We never see the aliens pushed into salt water or rushing water. Therefore, I can conclude that it is not the true living water, but I'd love to know what you think. On a personal note, the great loss of a spouse, or in my case, a child, is such a traumatic event that it can steal your faith. I can understand why Graham feels the way he does about God taking his wife. He can understand that there are no coincidences, but cannot reconcile the awfulness of the loss, not just for him, but for his children as well. I also think the Catholic Church teaches that when a loved one dies, it's punishment, either for the one sleeping or the loved ones left behind. And it may not be expressly taught, but it is implied in their view of the Most High. For me, that has not been my experience. Of course, I have questioned the why of my daughter passing. I have blamed myself, circumstances, and even God. But I am not the same person I was before she died. This level of grief means you will never be the same, but I have never lost my faith. I have never questioned the goodness of the Father. I believe and hold on to the truth found in His Word that what the enemy means for evil, God can use for good. It doesn't mean I don't get sad or get angry. I cry often and have come to learn that time does not heal all wounds. I don't have the answers. I don't know the future. But I do know, like Graham, that there are no coincidences.
Is it possible that there are no coincidences?
Her time was her time. My time will be my time. And your time will be your time. But without the love, comfort, peace, and strength that comes from a relationship with the Father through the Son, I would despair too. So that's enough for today. Thank you for enduring to the end. Give the video a thumbs up if you agree and a thumbs down if you disagree. Remember, these are just my opinions, and I'd love to hear yours in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more content like this, but don't follow me. Follow the one who saves you. And until next time, keep looking up.
Want me to curse?
You don't mean it. It's just for show.
What? Well, it won't be convincing. It doesn't sound natural when I curse.